Good morning. Our lesson today is section 15.2, comparing mean and range. In this lesson, we are going to know how to compare the sets, which set has the higher scores. What do we mean by more consistent or less consistent, and how to know it? So in this lesson, we are going to compare the sets using mean and range. Now let's check. Do we still remember what do we mean by range and mean? We have to find the range and mean in this set. Look at this set. Of course, we took this lesson in Unit 6. What do we mean by the range? The range is to subtract or the difference between the largest number in the set, which is 5, and the smallest number, which is 0.5. While the mean, it means you have to add all the numbers, 5 plus 0.5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 0.5. And then you count how many numbers in the set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 24 because I added all of them divided by 8, which is 3. Of course, the number should be in between. The number should be between 5 and 0.5. It should not exceed 5. So, what we will learn today, we have to use the mean and range to compare data. We have to make sensible decisions by comparing the mean and range of two sets of data and to say why, to give a reason for this. In this table, you have the scores of two players, Noah and Ava, and you have to decide which one you have to take to join your team. To do this, I have to use the mean and range as we said before. So to find the range, you pick the highest number minus the lowest number, which is 162 minus 114. It's for Noah to get 48. This 48, it means the numbers or the spread between the highest number and the lowest number is 48. The mean, you add all the numbers, 122 plus 131 plus 114 plus 162 plus 146, and divide it by 5. Don't forget to divide. You have 5 scores, so you have to divide by 5. So the total number of addends is 675 divided by 5 to get 135. Now, to find the range for Ava, you have to subtract the highest score, which is 210, minus the lowest one, 91, to get 119. Now, according to the mean, you add all of them to get 686, and then you divide it by 5, which is 137. So if I want to analyze the results of what I got before, I will look at the mean for Noah is 135 and its range is 48, and the other one is for Ava 137 and the range is 119. Now to compare them, I can take Ava. Why? Because she has a higher score. Why she has a higher score? Because she has the greater mean score, which is 137.2, which means that she has higher scores than Noah. But I also can pick Noah. Why? Because his range of scores is smaller. It's 48. When the range is small, it means the numbers are almost too close to each other. As if you are taking, for example, marks like you took the first time 12 and then you took 14. The difference between them is too close to each other. But if you took 5 and then you took 20, it's a wide spread between these two. So to know this, to pick using a range, it's better to choose the less range, the lower range. Why the lower range? Because it means that this one is more consistent. So when you have lower range, it means more consistent. A big range, which means less consistent. What do we mean? If the range is small, then the data is too close to each other, which is more consistent. So the meaning of more consistent is when the data is closer to each other. Now you have this exercise. It's about plant A and plant B, and we are just making a survey about which one getting more tomatoes. So calculate the mean for plant A. To find the mean, you have to add all the numbers. When you add all the numbers, you count how many numbers do you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 numbers. So I add all of them. It's 42. 42 divided by 10 is 4.2. That's for plant A. Now the mean for plant B is also you add all the numbers. 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 6 plus 8 plus 9 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 to get 71, and then you divide it by 10 because you have 10, so you will get 7.1. Now to find the range for plant A is very easy. You just pick the highest score, which is 7, and you subtract it from the lowest, subtracted by the lowest one, which is 7 minus 1 to get 6. According to the range in plant B, the highest number is 9 and the smallest one is 5. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Now, which plant produces more tomatoes on average? When he asks you like this, it means you have to look at the mean. Which one has the better mean, plant A or plant B? It's plant B, because 7.1 is greater than 4.2. Now, which plant has more consistent yield of tomatoes? When he asks you more consistent, it means you have to take the range. But which range? The lower range. Which one? It's plant B. Now, this exercise is found in your book, page 292. You have been asked to choose someone to play darts for your team. You ask Ryan and Ali to throw 10 times each. These are their scores. Work out the mean for Ryan. So to work out the mean for Ryan, I have to follow 2 steps, addition and division. I add all the scores of Ryan, 32 plus 16 plus 25 plus 65, so on, and I divide it by 10 because it's 10 times. So you divide it by 10. So when you add all of them, you are going to get 400 divided by 10, which is 40. Now, to work out the range for Ryan, you pick the highest score, which is 121, and you subtract it by the lowest one, which is 11, to get 110. Now, to find the mean for Ali, you have to add all of them and divide by 10. When you add all the numbers, you are going to get 39. Divided by 10 is equal to 39, which means 39 is almost the same like Ryan's mean, which is 40. Now, to find the range, you pick the highest score, which is 56, and you subtract it from the lowest one, which is 24, to get 32. Now, since which one you are going to get to choose, who would you choose? Give a reason for this. According to me, I would like to choose Ali because the mean for both of them is almost the same. But when you look at the range, you will find that Ali's range is 32 while Ryan's range is 110. So it's better to take the more consistent one, which is the lower range. Here we have 2 brothers, Hazza and Rashid Chambers, lost 7 times for 100-meter rowing during the UAE Championship. That's the score for Hazza, and the other one is for Rashid. You have to compare these sets of data using the mean and range only. Don't use the mode, don't use the median, he just wants the mean and range. To do this, when he tells you compare, it means don't pick which one who is better. Don't pick who is better. I just want to compare their results. To do this, I will find the mean and range for Hazza and the mean and range for Rashid. So Hazza's mean, when you add all of the numbers, you are going to get 110 divided by 7, which is 15.7. The range, I will take the highest number, which is 20, and subtract it from the lowest one, which is 12, to get 9. Then for Rashid, I add all the scores to get 107 and divide it by 7, which is 15.2. Now, according to the range, I will put 24 because it's the highest score minus, I think, 10. Minus 10, which is 14. Now, since he wants you to compare, not to choose, I will say Hazza's mean score is slightly higher than Rashid's, and his range is lower. His range is lower. Why it's lower? Because 9 is smaller than 14. Since he has the lowest range, it means he is more consistent. So what we have learned today, we learned how to use the mean and range to compare data, to make sensible decisions by comparing the mean and range of two sets of data, and to know the meaning of more and less consistent. And that's your assignment for today. Solve page 292, numbers 2 and 3. I already solved number 1 with you. Thank you. Have a nice day.